So, welcome to Mr. Brooks and Miss K TV. So, we're going to talk about how we're not just building a relationship, but a brand together. So, we talked earlier, Mr. Brooks, about, not just how we met, but really what is the goal of this? So, can you tell them more about that?
Well, the goal of this, Mr. Brooks and Miss KTV, is that we're going to shed light on, how our relationship is with the world, and just like what we had talked about earlier, that our relationship is not like everybody else's. It's quite different. It's very, very, very different because of the way that we met. And one thing that people would probably want to know is how do we meet? And of course, I messaged her on a social app, and we started conversating from there. And she did not answer me for like a week or so, but I had to message her again, so she can kind of see that I was serious, and asked her on a date, and we went out on a date, and everything was cool, and we've been kicking it ever since. So.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And we know that our relationship is unique. So, what makes us a little different than everyone else?
Um, what makes us different from everybody else is that we have the same goals and the same visions. And Mr. Brooks and Miss K, we're about business. We're about growing businesses. We're about teaching people how to grow businesses. We're about teaching people how to be financially free. We're about teaching people gender roles, because there's gender roles.
Yes.
There's gender roles. You know, Miss K is very feminine. She's very, very much so a woman. And, nowadays for me, and I've dated a lot, so I can speak on this. There's not a lot of women that have been that. And when I finally met her, I found that real femininity, but I also made her feel safe. So, that's that's one thing, and that's how our relationship is different from a lot of people. So, what do you think about our relationship, and how is it different than a lot of other people's?
Yes, I agree. So I would say that with Mr. Brooks, he was such a gentleman, and he is very family oriented. His heart is with his family and the people he really cares about. So that's what really drew me to him and made me, you said it perfectly, feel safe. And then we realized we had some of the same goals business wise, and that was always a gap for me. Yes, I could find someone, from time to time, but it was always a mismatch one way or another. And this was more of the whole package. So
Right, right. And then back on the business thing, that has been one thing that I have missed a lot about too, because of what I do and the type of businesses that I currently own. Finding someone that was like minded and that did not mind talking about business 24/7 has always been a factor in my relationships, because they didn't never want to talk about business and growing businesses and taking a leap of faith, and what are the struggles, what are the financial goals, what are the 2-year goals, and things like that. But when I met Miss K, she was diving in, and actually it's kind of funny because she dove in so much. I said, hey, listen, after about 3 months, I said, listen, this Sunday we ain't talking about no business. This Sunday now we ain't talking about no business at all. We're going to digress, and we're going to really enjoy each other's time and company, which we always enjoy each other's time and company. But a lot of times people don't understand, like, we're up to 4 and 5 in the morning, writing grants for our business. We're creating other businesses. We're doing.
we wrote a book that we've published at 5 a.m.
Yes, published at 5 a.m.
Yes.
That is so true. We did that, and it's this new journey, this new relationship, this new partnership has been something totally different than I've ever experienced. So, it's not like any other thing that I've done. And then a lot of people say marry for love or date for love, and or you had to have a certain, I guess, look, or a certain aesthetic and things of that nature. And it was more genuine for us. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was. And we still have time for affection. Like you said, we'll dedicate a day, just no business, just us. But at the same time, all along the day, while we're talking business, are we still considering relationship? Yes, yes.
Yes. I mean, we're still holding hands. We're still, I'm still opening doors. We're still, being affectionate. So, and still stimulating each other's mind as we go, day in, day out. So,
Yeah, yeah. So it makes me wonder, I hear people have misconceptions about working with your partner. Like someone will say, well, I can never work with, someone that they're dating or married to or whatever. So what are your thoughts on that?
I absolutely love it. I mean, I love that you can, and we still have our separate jobs. So she has a full-time job, does really well in her industry. I don't know if people know it, but I'm not going to tell her the business, but she does exceptionally well in her industry. I do exceptionally well in my industry, and we still have time to talk about both of our industries. And then once we are done with talking about our industries, we talk about all of the businesses that we have created together. So
yes. In a short amount of time.
In a short amount of time.
Yes.
Very, 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 very short amount of time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then one thing somebody said, so y'all have disagreements and things of that nature. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I don't think we really have disagreements like that. If it's been times where maybe we discuss things and we're adults, right? We know that there's a way to talk things out without having to yell, holler, slam doors, block, what,
Right.
So again, it's, I haven't seen it.
Right.
Not like that.
And me either. And the main reason for that is because Miss K is always in her feminine energy. She is not in any type of masculine energy, which people have got to understand the difference in masculine energy and feminine energy. She's always 99.9% in feminine energy. So there's no room for me to have masculine energy towards her because she's not giving me any masculine energy. So there's when she talks, I'm listening. If I'm doing something and it might not appease to what she likes, she knows how to talk to me in such a way and in such a voice to where I listen and I think, and then I, ask her questions. Hey, is this okay? This and this and this, because she's in such a feminine role all the time. So it makes me into a whole different person.
Yes,
so.
and I really, another reason why I'm glad, and it was your idea, thought about Mr. Brooks and Miss KTV, because we can use this as a way to help people understand how to have that relationship with someone. Yeah, you can still work on business, you can still build together, at the same time have a really wholesome relationship.
Exactly, and I love it. I mean, I can't deny it. I love it from the top to the bottom, and also. We have a long distance relationship.
We do.
Yeah.
We forget to say that.
Yeah, because we're together a lot, more than people even know. We have a long distance relationship. Mm-hmm. And how was it for you?
Wow, it's different. It's different, but we make time. That's the thing. We make time through how we communicate. I remember you told me, I'm going to dedicate. You told me how you're going to dedicate your time, and you held to it. And then we work it out. So. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that too. Hey, you can have long distance relationships and make it work. Yes. So the only other things that we got to say is that y'all got to watch us.
You got to watch us.
Because it's going to be different, inspiring, fun, exciting. Any last words?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Last thing was, I'm not sure how people would see this later, but we are also part of America's favorite couple contest. So it's a daily voting.
I forget about that.
Yes, I know. We both do, because it's natural for us. So it's the first phase. It's going to end this Thursday coming up, according to when you see this, and then it's going to keep having additional phases. So right. Vote for us.
Vote for us. Hey, America's favorite couple. Yes. And we went from 69th place to 4th place
yesterday.
in like
Yeah.
2 days.
Yes.
So vote for us so we can be in first place. That's the goal. If you're not first, you're last. Now,
And because it's a $20,000 prize, and people say, "Oh, what is that about?" But we also have a foundation, Brooks Lexi Foundation, that we're going to dedicate that for. So we're excited about it. Thank you for the support.
All right. Well, y'all have a great one, Mr. Brooks and Miss KTV.